Stop scrolling for just a second, because what I'm about to tell you isn't common knowledge. It's something almost nobody talks about, but younger women notice it immediately, even if they don't say it out loud. Imagine this: she's sitting across from an older man, and he asks one simple thing, not in a rush, not trying to impress, just with calm confidence. And the moment he does, something inside her changes. She suddenly feels seen, valued, intrigued, and yes, secretly drawn to him. Younger women don't just respond to superficial charm or flashy lines, they respond to questions that show depth, understanding, and genuine curiosity. Think about it for a second. In a world full of men who ask shallow questions like, "What's up?" or "What do you do for fun?" the man who asks something meaningful immediately stands out. For example, a question like, "What's one thing you've done recently that made you feel truly proud of yourself?" isn't just a question. It's an invitation to share a part of herself she rarely reveals. The way he asks it, calm, confident, genuinely interested, makes her feel seen and valued. That little spark, that pause, is exactly what younger women secretly love. It's rare, it's intentional, and it immediately sets him apart. Another type of question that has an almost magnetic effect is the one that focuses on her thoughts, opinions, and ideas rather than appearance. Questions like, "If you could change one thing in the world right now, what would it be?" Or, "What's something you've always wanted to try but never had the chance?" make her feel that her mind matters, that her perspective is interesting, and that she's not just another person in a crowd. When a man asks these questions with sincerity, he's not just talking, he's connecting on a deeper emotional level. And the subtle power of that is hard to overstate. Younger women pick up on it immediately because it's something they rarely experience. Most people skim through conversations without ever asking something that requires thought, reflection, or vulnerability. But this question, asked the right way, creates curiosity, attraction, and trust all at once. Then there are questions that show emotional intelligence and life experience. For instance, asking something like, "What's the most valuable lesson you've learned from a mistake?" Or, "How do you usually recharge when life gets overwhelming?" These questions hint at wisdom, empathy, and understanding. They're not just trying to make her reveal personal information. They're showing that he respects her experiences and wants to understand her world. And when she realizes this, there's a magnetic pull. She feels that he's not only confident, but also safe to open up to, and that combination is irresistible. Even small, seemingly casual questions can have a big effect when they're asked with the right energy. A question like, "What's one thing that always makes you laugh no matter what?" Or, "What's the kind of day that makes you feel alive?" creates a playful, warm connection. It's about making her feel interesting, appreciated, and understood, all in a single sentence, and the way he delivers it with calm confidence, genuine curiosity, and a slight smile that says he's fully present makes all the difference. These are the kinds of questions that younger women secretly love. It's not about gimmicks or manipulation. It's about presence, attention, and subtle intelligence. Asking the right question in the right way instantly makes a man stand out, sparks curiosity, and opens a door to emotional connection that most men don't even know exists. It's not just about what older men ask. It's about how they carry themselves when they ask it. Confidence and maturity are the invisible qualities that younger women notice immediately, even if they don't say it out loud. Younger women are drawn to men who have lived, who have experienced life's ups and downs, and who carry themselves with a calm assurance that doesn't need to prove anything. It's the difference between a man who fumbles over his words to impress and a man who simply speaks with clarity and intention, letting the question itself carry the weight. Emotional maturity is magnetic because it shows stability, reliability, and understanding, all qualities that younger women subconsciously look for. When he asks something meaningful, she doesn't just hear the words, she feels the energy behind them, the steadiness in his voice, the patience in his tone. She notices the way he waits for her answer without rushing, how he listens fully instead of thinking about what to say next. That presence alone makes him different from the rest, and that difference is instantly attractive. Younger women are drawn to emotional intelligence in subtle ways. It's in the way a man responds when she shares something personal. Instead of interrupting, judging, or trying to one-up her, he acknowledges her feelings, asks follow-up questions that show understanding, and creates a safe space for her to open up. Questions like, "How did that experience make you feel?" Or, "What would you do differently if you could go back?" are powerful because they demonstrate that he's not just interested in surface-level conversation. He's interested in her emotions, her thoughts, and her experiences. That emotional depth is rare, and it hits differently when she senses it genuinely. The combination of calm confidence and mature curiosity makes her feel appreciated for who she is, not just for how she looks or what she can offer in a moment of fleeting attention. It's also about restraint and balance. Younger women notice when a man doesn't overact, doesn't try too hard, and doesn't push for validation. Emotional maturity is the subtle power that keeps the interaction smooth and engaging while also signaling that he has experience, wisdom, and stability. When he asks a question with that level of presence, it feels like an invitation rather than an interrogation. She feels safe to reveal more of herself, to think, to laugh, and to connect without feeling rushed or pressured. That kind of interaction sticks in her mind long after the conversation ends. Confidence without arrogance, curiosity without pressure, an emotional presence without expectation. This is what younger women secretly crave. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's unmistakable. And when a man combines that with the right questions, the effect is electric. She feels understood, respected, and drawn in ways that words alone can't explain. The subtlety of emotional maturity is exactly why older men who master this can have an almost magnetic effect. She doesn't just notice it, she remembers it, thinks about it, and finds herself wanting more of that calm, grounded energy in her life presence. It's one of those things that younger women notice almost immediately, even if they can't put it into words. Presence isn't about dominating a conversation or showing off, it's about being fully there right at that moment, giving her undivided attention in a world where distractions are everywhere. Think about it, most people are scrolling on their phones, thinking about what to say next, or half listening while planning their own next move. But when an older man shows presence, it's different. He leans in slightly, keeps eye contact that feels natural but intentional, and makes her feel like she is the only person in the room. That energy is subtle, but it's magnetic. Younger women respond to it without even realizing it, and it immediately sets him apart from the rest. Presence is not just about looking interested, it's about showing it through your actions and reactions. The way he nods, pauses before responding, or softly smiles while she talks communicates that he's not just hearing her words, he's absorbing them. Questions like, "What was the most meaningful part of your day?" or "What's something that really inspired you recently?" only work when asked with full presence. If he asks them distractedly or glances around the room, the magic is gone. But when asked with calm focus, those questions spark curiosity, intrigue, and a sense of being valued. She feels understood on a level that goes beyond words, and that feeling is addictive. Younger women are subconsciously drawn to men who can create a moment where time seems to slow down. Presence is what makes them pause, lean in, and even feel a little excitement that they didn't expect. It's the subtle energy that says, "I am here. I care about you right now." And this isn't about intensity or pressure, it's about consistency and authenticity. Even small gestures, like remembering something she mentioned earlier or asking a follow-up question about her passions, show that he is genuinely engaged. That kind of attention is rare, and it leaves a lasting impression. Presence also communicates confidence. When a man is fully there, without fidgeting or rushing, it signals that he is comfortable in his own skin. And that comfort is contagious. She doesn't feel judged or rushed. She feels safe to share her thoughts, dreams, and even vulnerabilities. That safety, combined with genuine interest, creates an invisible thread of connection. And here's the key: younger women love it. When a man can hold that energy without trying too hard, it's effortless, natural, and magnetic. In every interaction, presence amplifies everything else. The questions he asks, the confidence he carries, the emotional intelligence he shows. It transforms a simple conversation into something memorable, something she thinks about later, something that makes her smile unexpectedly during her day. When an older man masters presence, he doesn't just ask questions, he creates experiences that younger women remember, crave, and secretly admire. She notices it, even if she doesn't say it. And that attention becomes the foundation for deeper attraction and connection. Intentional leadership is one of those qualities that younger women notice immediately, even if they don't realize it at first. It's not about bossing someone around or trying to control a situation. It's about guiding with clarity, confidence, and calm energy that naturally inspires trust. When an older man asks something meaningful, the way he frames it shows that he's not asking randomly. He's intentional. He asks because he wants to understand, because he values her perspective, and because he knows the impact of his words. That intentionality is magnetic. It's the subtle signal that he's someone who has experience, wisdom, and the ability to navigate life with purpose, and younger women are drawn to that energy without even knowing why. The kind of questions that show intentional leadership are often layered, thought-provoking and reflective, yet delivered in a way that feels easy to respond to. For example, a question like, if you had to choose one thing that truly defines who you are right now, what would it be? Isn't just a question. It's a mirror that encourages reflection. It makes her pause, think, and feel like her thoughts are being valued in a profound way. Or a question like, what's something you've always wanted to accomplish but haven't yet, and why? Invites her to share her ambitions, her dreams, and even her fears. That's the kind of depth younger women secretly love, because it shows that he's not only listening, but guiding the conversation toward meaningful understanding. Intentional leadership is also about timing and delivery. It's about knowing when to ask a question, when to remain silent, and how to create a space where she feels comfortable opening up. Younger women notice when a man isn't just speaking for himself, but is actually thinking about how his words land, how they make her feel, and how they can create connection. That level of awareness and control is rare, and it immediately sets him apart from men who speak without thought or act without awareness. It's not about impressing, it's about creating presence, clarity, and direction in the conversation that feels natural but powerful. When an older man demonstrates intentional leadership, it also communicates that he's grounded and self-assured. There's no ego, no need to dominate or win her approval. Instead, his questions and his demeanor show that he's confident in himself, in his experience, and in the way he approaches relationships. Younger women are instinctively drawn to that because it feels safe, reassuring, and even exciting. The subtle power of guiding a conversation without pressure makes them feel valued, respected, and curious all at once. It's this combination, thoughtful, intentional questions paired with calm, confident delivery, that creates a magnetic pull. She feels intrigued, engaged, and quietly impressed. She notices the difference between someone who's asking questions just to hear herself talk and someone who is asking with purpose, insight, and understanding. That intentional energy sparks curiosity, builds connection, and lays the groundwork for deeper attraction. The impact of intentional leadership isn't flashy or loud, but it's unforgettable. It resonates, lingers, and makes her think, I want to be around someone like this. Respectful curiosity is one of the most subtle yet powerful traits younger women secretly love when older men possess it. It's not about prying into her life or asking questions to judge. It's about showing genuine interest in her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. When a man asks something with respectful curiosity, it instantly makes her feel seen, valued, and understood. Imagine a man who leans in slightly, keeps soft eye contact, and asks, what's something that recently made you feel truly alive? Or, what's a dream you've never shared with anyone? There's a difference between a casual question and one that carries intention, care, and thoughtfulness. That difference is magnetic because it communicates that he genuinely wants to understand her, not just fill the silence or impress. Younger women notice this instantly, even if they don't articulate it. The way the question is asked matters more than the question itself. A tone that is calm, patient, and genuinely interested creates a sense of safety and openness. When he pauses to listen, nods thoughtfully, and responds with empathy rather than rushing to give his own opinion, it signals that he values her voice. Questions like, what's a moment in your life that shaped who you are today? Or, who has influenced you the most and why? Allow her to reveal her inner world without feeling pressured. Respectful curiosity gives her permission to open up and be authentic, and that freedom is rare. It's the kind of energy that makes her feel comfortable sharing parts of herself she might usually keep guarded, and she secretly appreciates it more than she'll ever say aloud. It's not just about asking questions, it's about showing subtle appreciation for her answers. When an older man acknowledges her thoughts thoughtfully, asks meaningful follow-ups, and engages with her story genuinely, it builds a deep emotional connection. Younger women are drawn to this because it demonstrates maturity, empathy, and attentiveness, qualities that go far beyond looks or charm. Even small questions like, what's one thing that always makes you smile no matter what? Or, if you had a perfect day, what would it look like? Can create powerful moments when asked with the right energy. They show that he is curious about her life in a way that is kind, thoughtful, and non-intrusive. Respectful curiosity also signals that he is confident enough not to need control. He asks because he wants to understand, not because he wants to manipulate, impress, or prove something. That authenticity is immediately attractive because she senses it intuitively. It's the combination of genuine interest, calm presence, and patience that creates an invisible bond she can't help but notice. When she feels that he is truly listening and valuing her answers, it sparks admiration, intrigue, and even a subtle attraction that goes deeper than physical appeal. This kind of curiosity builds connection naturally. It creates moments where she laughs, reflects, and even surprises herself with what she shares. Younger women are drawn to men who ask with respect, engage with thoughtfulness, and make them feel like their voice matters. It's not flashy, it's not manipulative, but it works quietly, consistently, and powerfully, leaving a lasting impression that she remembers long after the conversation ends. Now you know the secret that younger women secretly love when older men ask the questions that show curiosity, emotional intelligence, and calm confidence. It's not about flashy lines or trying too hard. It's about presence, maturity, and respect that makes her feel truly seen. When you ask the right question with intention, you spark curiosity, connection, and attraction effortlessly. Imagine how different your conversations could be if you applied this today. So don't just watch, start noticing, start practicing, and see the impact for yourself. Share your thoughts below, and let's explore this deeper together.